And welcome everyone, it's Two Stupid Gamers along with our two awesome friends, Bulbtastic and BioZVenom. We are here to talk about the best games of 2020.
That's right. This is the annual TSG tradition. It's done a little bit differently. We're not all in the same place. However, we all played a crap ton of games this year, and we wanted to go through our list of some of our, not just our best, but also some of our worst, some other variety games as well. So we do this every year now. Why don't we start by everybody just talking about a little bit what what's your general takeaway from 2020 gaming?
Not enough games? Oh, I feel like there hasn't been that much 2020 games.
I felt that way, but then I thought about last year, and I was surprised that 2020 had more than 2019.
No, I'm pretty sure if we go down the list, I'm pretty sure I'll be like, oh yeah, that was in this year. That was in this year.
Yeah, it's hard to remember the games. I had to go through a whole list.
We're getting.
I hear that.
I definitely agree. I thought there was a lot of time this year to catch up on old games, and I kind of fell behind on 2020 games, but there was definitely a lot of stuff, especially if you pay attention to indie games and whatnot. There were a crap ton of really good indie games this year.
Yeah, dude.
Whenever I think of 2020 and gaming, my mind goes back to PAX earlier last year, and how much fun that was, and then how everything kind of just came to a screeching halt soon after, and how games just kind of trickled out, and then just kept trickling out, and how awesome a lot of them ended up being. Obviously, there were some bad ones. We can't say that there weren't, but I definitely had a great time this year. I definitely played way more games this year than last year.
That's true.
Hell yeah.
That's 100% true. All right, so why don't we just get into it? Once again, we've come together, made a bunch of different categories for the year to kind of round up, generally speaking, what games came out, and we're just going to go through it one by one. We all vote on it, and I guess whichever one has the most votes wins.
Yeah.
That's kind of
right.
how we do it now.
So Nanos, take it away. What's our first category, buddy?
Our first category is going to be the best RPG, the best role-playing game of 2020. Gentlemen, what are your votes?
I will go first. I think Final Fantasy VII Reimagining was good.
That came out this year. I didn't.
It's called the remake, but I'm going by with Zero's term, reimagining, because that's likely the best term to go by it. The reimagining of FF7.
Yeah, I'm with Bio here. Final Fantasy VII Reimagining, also known as the Remake, which is its official title, was a fantastic, amazing RPG with amazing art and just an amazing story and awesome gameplay.
For me, FF7 Remake is high on the list, but I've got two here. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, which is not a port, it is a remake for the Switch. And I have Trials of Mana, which is also a full remake. Honestly, I feel like if I played Yakuza 7, it would probably be Yakuza 7. But since I didn't play it, I'm gonna have to go with one of these games. And I guess if I was gonna pick one of them, I would pick Trials of Mana. So that's my RPG of the year.
Very cool. I was debating putting that one in, but unfortunately I did maybe 6 hours of it, so I kind of feel bad putting a game on the list if I didn't really get to finish it. But Ys Memories of Calcutta is my choice. It's kind of a not so great pick because it's basically just a port, but I played it back on my Vita. I loved it. Then it came out on Steam, and now they put it onto PlayStation 4. And that happened basically right when we were leaving PAX. Not too long after that, we got Ys Memories of Calcutta. I enjoyed playing through all of it again. It was a trip down memory lane, and I highly recommend it.
Alrighty, so we've all put in our choices, and if you guys have been following, it's pretty obvious who won the award for Best RPG. At least for us, that would be Final Fantasy VII Remake. Or Reimagining, rather.
Boy!
Yeah, boy! Nah, seriously. Bio, you can put in some whatever you want, but this game was just great. As a graphic artist myself, as an animator myself, as a video game fanatic, that game just blew me the fuck away.
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely blew me away. But
Okay.
what was your history? Like, did you play the original 7?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it on the PS3. My save file somehow got corrupted and I couldn't finish it, so that kind of pissed me off.
Well, for me, I never played the original 7, but I know the story of the original 7. But I just think this just blew that game away, in my own opinion.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I grew up with 7, and I still like the original 7 more, but I think they did a great job. I have complaints, but I don't think they are like actual negatives. They're just the way I feel. So
We know that Nanners over here definitely has a few complaints of his own. You want to voice those, buddy?
Not really. Let's go on to the next category. Best multiplayer game.
You guys want to get jumped?
Best multiplayer game 2020. Guys, what are your picks?
I believe Phasmophobia is one of my best multiplayer games so far.
Okay.
I'm making a face
Zero.
right now.
Is the
What's the
hipster
face?
mad
I
at
can't
me?
see your face.
Nah, I'm fine. It's fine.
Well, originally I was gonna say Fall Guys because I thought it was kind of nice. It was a little bit refreshing. It was something fun to put in a couple of hours too. But then right before we started to do this TSG stuff, I was reminded that Risk of Rain 2 came out. And I played it with my buddies About Names and Safety Stake. Safety Stake is a beast at that game. And we played it beginning to end. It takes about an hour to beat the game. It is awesome. It is a really fun game, especially if you have 2 or 3 buddies to play
Was
with.
that the game I joined in on your Discord? Oh.
Yeah.
Just gotta say, I think I agree with Mash on this one. Is it okay if I call you Mash?
Absolutely.
Yeah, just
Mash,
for the uninitiated,
Nanners.
Nanners also runs a Twitch channel called Mash the Stampede. So you're going to be hearing both of those names for him on and off. So, yeah.
Just get used to it. I am Mash and I am
He
Nanners.
is both.
I'm two.
He is one. He is the Mashed Nanners.
So, Bulb, you saying Risk of Rain 2 for you as well?
Yeah, I'll say Risk of Rain 2. I really enjoyed the new content, and in 2020, I started to realize that there's been a trend where most multiplayer games are 4 players, and a lot of them coming out this year, or rather last year, ended up being 3 players, which was really weird and awkward to me. Like, why 3? But Risk of Rain 2 is basically unlimited players. If you edit the settings and your computer can handle it, I've played a match of Risk of Rain 2 with 32 people, and
Whoa.
it was pretty intense. So I really appreciate that on their part. Yeah, I didn't really play much multiplayer. Fall Guys was a choice I would have made too. Also Star Wars Squadrons, and I did play Call of Duty this year, but I'm gonna have to go with Risk of Rain as well.
Alrighty.
Okay. Risk of Rain 2 takes it. Best multiplayer 2020.
I didn't even get to put mine in. But
Yeah,
it was
I
Fall
love-
Guys.
I love how you skipped him.
I thought you
I
did.
love how you skipped
No,
Zero.
Sorry.
No, I didn't get my
my
chance,
God.
but no, you are correct. I mean, my
like
choice
that.
was Fall Guys, but as Danners mentioned, it is indeed Risk of Rain 2 did win, so congrats to that game.
2 out of 4. 2 out of 4, yeah, man. Okay. And guys, we have an elephant in the room to
Yep.
address this year. We have a category that we're not going to get to vote for, but it is going to have a winner, and that is the best fighting game of 2020.
Oh, boy.
Because there was no other fighting game that came out this year that I could find besides Kirby Fighters 2 for the
No,
Nintendo
no,
Switch.
I got a challenger. The One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows.
Oh,
That came
Yep.
out this
It
year?
did come out this year. No, remember, we talked about
Yep.
this in the podcast.
And My Hero
Oh, shit.
My Hero won.
completely
My
Justice
Hero
2.
won Justice 2, that's right.
And Injustice 2?
No,
My Hero Justice 2.
Oh, I'm like, Bio, you're combining
No,
games
no,
on
I'm not
me.
combining.
I'm too slow
No.
for this. Okay, so all right, everybody vote. I guess Kirby Fighters 2 or
I'm gonna
One
go
Punch.
One Punch Man.
I'm also going with One Punch
It's
Man
kind of
because
similar.
when we
I've
talked
seen
about
it. I've seen
yeah,
it.
I played it and we talked about it, and I still love the idea of the One Punch Man fighting game. It's quirky and stupid and fun, and that's why I'm choosing that.
Okay.
I didn't
Unfortunately, I
play-
played neither, so I'm out.
Yeah, I didn't play any of them, but I'm gonna nominate one just for the hell of it. I'm gonna say Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
What is that?
That's
We
my
mentioned
fighting
that.
game of the year.
Right.
We mentioned that before.
That one came out too.
It was an Arc System Works anime fighting game
Is that-
based on the mobile game Grand Blue Fantasy.
That's wild.
That's not the one with the Ruby
well,
characters,
Unfortunately,
No,
Okay.
that
no, that's
was,
BB Cross Tag.
Oh, okay.
Has
Cross
Ruby
Tag.
characters in it.
also
Okay,
there was
well-
Under Night in Birth EXE, but I had never played that.
Okay, so there were a couple. It really just felt like slim pickings this year, but I guess that's because none of like the big fighting games came
Yeah,
out.
I mean, when
Yeah, if you
no,
remember
yeah.
on the Game Awards this year, they nominated both MK11 and Street Fighter V, which are both ancient games at this point.
they
So-
are
Yeah.
supposed, well, they are kind of ancient at this point, but that's because they also got new updates this year. Street Fighter
Yeah.
V getting the Champion Edition, and then you have MK11. What did they call it? Yeah,
Ultimate.
MK11 Ultimate. So
They should call it Ultra MK11 for old.
that would have been
sake.
funny. But no, that's why they got nominated.
Oh wait, no.
We said no
yeah.
to DLCs, right? And Season Pass?
If they released it like MK11 Ultimate, if they released a new release like that combines everything together, I guess you could pick that.
Yeah. I would have picked Street Fighter V Champion Edition, but I figured, screw it, because it's just new characters. A new game would be best for this category, in my opinion. And the One Punch Man fighting game was just so quirky and different. I was like, yes, I'd rather that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it goes to One Punch Man fighting game. All right, now we're up to a best platformer of 2020.
Yeah, boy. I'm going to go ahead and go first here because, your boy over here is going to be choosing the Crash right over here. Crash Quattro. Best platformer of this year. Fight me.
I can't fight you because I didn't play a platformer this year.
Alright, so I just want you to look out your window and then just jump off of it.
wow.
Excuse
Wow.
me.
I'm tired.
Best platformer of the year, Phasmophobia.
It's not even a platformer, what? I love
It is when you glitch through the floor.
you can glitch to the floor.
For me, I gotta go with Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. It's probably the only platformer game that came out that there was a lot of them, but to be fair, I think Curse of the Moon 2, I'm getting some good mileage out of it now. I didn't at first. I didn't really like it that much at first, but once you unlock that ultimate mode, the game really starts to open up a bit. They amped up the challenge on that game so bad though, but it is really cool to start figuring out some of those strats and how to get past some of those bosses. So I gotta give it to Curse of the Moon 2, best platformer.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Panzer Paladin.
I didn't really like Panzer Paladin too much.
Okay.
To be fair, I like the idea of Panzer Paladin. I thought it was, I really wanted to like it. Whatever, we did a whole quick scope about it. It was kind of disappointing,
Okay.
in my opinion. But I did like the idea though, and shout outs to Tribute Games for trying, but no dice.
All right, so
I
Bio, did you play a platformer?
Bio?
technically I played two. I just now looked it up. Carry On was a platformer. I just realized.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was.
And
that's a
apparently
platformer.
Fall Guys is considered a platformer as well.
it is a platformer. It's a multiplayer
It is, yeah, I mean-
platformer mess.
Does that count for this list?
It's 3D platformer as opposed to 2D.
I was gonna say Astro Play,
So.
but now I kind of
Oh, yeah, you Astro Play.
I
Yeah.
kinda
Astro's
wanna
Playroom.
Wait, Spider-Man a platformer?
No, that's an
No.
adventure game. Let's.
I don't know. I don't know why it's listed on there, but okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Carry On because it reminds me of Venom. And I did play it. It was great. If I fucking love eating people, love stalking them through the ceilings and stuff like that.
You want to talk about it, buddy?
Yeah.
Yo.
You want like in
wanna
that
talk
or in
about
real
that?
life?
I'm messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
Okay. Bulb, did you pick one?
Huh.
Or you not? You don't have to pick one. That's fine too. It'd just be a 3-way tie.
Yeah, I would go with Carrion, but I only played a few minutes of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna abstain from this one. So
Okay.
yeah.
So 3-way tie. Crash for Carry On and Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2.
Some bullshit.
Congratulations.
Oh, you know what? If they didn't release Crash 4 at $59.99, maybe I would have got it.
I mean, you could have tried getting it when it was on sale, buddy, because I think it went down to like 40.
40's still a
Listen,
bit
if
much.
For a long-ass platformer like this, you don't understand the amount of time you could sink into this game. There's a lot.
He's complaining when it's at $59.99, but wait until $699.99.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I want that much Crash, honestly. I don't want Crash to be long.
Oh my.
Because it gets frustrating.
Dude, the game is frustrating. You
I
can
can
ask
kinda feel
Nanners.
that.
We're playing through that sucker right now.
Yeah.
I just
Hey,
beat
you know what?
Crash 2 like a few months ago. And, yeah.
To segue back to my pick, I was actually going to put a caveat that I felt like Curse of the Moon 2 was so annoying and difficult. I only want to nominate the first half of the game, but not the second half. Although the episode 2 final boss is really cool. It's just episode 2 is just like dragging yourself to barbed wire.
Just
on the
nominate Curse of the Moon 1 again.
Curse of the Moon 1, let's go.
All right.
All right, so we got a 3-way tie. Congratulations to those 3 games. Best first party game. Let's go, guys.
Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and say this. Nanners, you and I both enjoyed this game when we played through it earlier last year. But Dreams. Dreams was an amazing game with so much amazing potential. We even got to play a remake of the freaking PT in this game because someone remade it. And the story, even though it was short, it was sweet. So I thoroughly enjoyed this first party game by Sony. I like Dreams.
Cool.
Yeah, I gotta second that notion. I'm also gonna throw my hat in for Dreams because I was a little bit more harsh on it. I remember when we reviewed it, but to be fair, I did enjoy it. My choice basically came down to best first party game was this or the Mario 3D All-Stars. And I wanted to give it to 3D All-Stars, but then I kind of just thought about it. I'm like, well, Dreams bugs me because I felt like they could have done more with the story. They could have given us more to do, but with Nintendo, they didn't really do anything with the games, like outside of just putting them onto the Switch, which was great. Plus, they also did this thing with, this game is only available for a set amount of time, and then we're never going to make it again. And that was really dumb. So you know what? It goes to Dreams.
Man, they couldn't. They could have at least put Mario 64 in widescreen, but they didn't. They could have at least.
I know, right? Fans did it.
They did, but we better stop talking about it before Nintendo comes in and axes our heads off.
God, Nintendo. I love them sometimes and I hate them sometimes.
Yeah. Bulb, you guys got any?
I'm gonna listen to Bulb's
Best first party?
Say mine.
Okay, my first party game of the year was Ghost of Tsushima. I had to check because I wasn't 100% sure that it was first party,
It is,
but it
yeah.
was.
Sucker
so,
Punch is owned by PlayStation.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
honestly surprised by this game, despite having a little bit of a samurai bias. I was kind of, when they announced this game, I was worried that it would be the same as Sekiro because they announced this game at the same time as Sekiro.
Yo.
And I was like, there's 2 samurai games at the same time. But this is a game that I've always wanted. I never understood, one, why they never made open world cowboy game until Red Dead 1 came out, and then why they never made an open world samurai game until now. So we have one now, and it was really good, and I'll talk more about it later because it's gonna come back up. So.
Alrighty.
Oh my.
So, Bio, let's hear yours.
Spider-Man Miles Morales. This game is so diverse, so full of culture, witty humor, badass villains, and it never gets old swinging around New York. You know, that's the fun part about this game.
Yeah, can't argue with that. Really can't.
Oh, and the music. Oh my god. But I'll talk more about it later.
Insomniac kills it when they make a game. They really do.
It was off the table for me because I didn't play it, but it would have been one of my choices.
Yeah, definitely been
if I
up
did.
there for you.
Likely for me as well. I mean, it is available for the PS4, but I'd rather play it on the PS5.
Okay, well, a process of elimination whittles it down to Dream's best first-party game of
That
2020.
is right.
Congratulations to Media Molecule for that one. Best third-party game. So, best third-party game of 2020. I picked Streets of Rage 4, and I really enjoyed Streets of Rage 4. I got the limited run version, which I had to wait a pretty long time for, but yeah, I mean, it was definitely worth it. I like what they did with it. The co-op is good, and most importantly, I kind of wanted to give this to another game, that being Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon 2, but they dropped the ball on co-op so bad that when I started to play Streets of Rage 4, I'm like, man, why couldn't they just give us co-op and let it be online? If Streets of Rage could do it, why can't Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon 2 do it? So yeah, Streets of Rage 4, all around good game, great on any platform that you play it on.
Okay, my best third party, gonna bring it up again. Trials of Mana. Got it in my hand right here. It was one of my favorite SNES games, and I never expected it to ever get remade. But they did a great job, and they remade Secret of Mana a few years ago, and it was really bad, so I was really worried about this one. But this one got all the love, so they did a great job. They added even an extra chapter at the end. Really good. So, great job, Square Enix. You made one good game this year. No, I'm joking. They made two good games this year.
They made some good games. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts Melodies.
God, I know you don't even like that game.
It's just, we talked about it in the stream, and there's a reason why it's fucking frustrating. Anyway, I guess I'll take it next. I mentioned this before, but it's gonna have to be Crash 4. Freaking game was great. My buddy Joey worked on it. The game is fun. Go play it. It is worth the money.
I can't believe a Crash game is third party.
Yeah, no, seriously, it makes me upset.
How much?
It's so weird to think about.
How much did Bandicoot pay you?
Nothing. He just entertained my freaking childhood. Quite literally, with my younger brother and my cousins and my friends. We played this game a lot back then, buddy. Go jump in a DeLorean, go back to the 90s, go to the Upper Manhattan, find me, and you'll see me playing Crash.
Listen, if I find you, I'm just going to introduce Spyro back into your life.
Spyro was already in my life. My parents just never bought me the games. I played the demos on Crash 3 and Crash Team Racing.
See, that's all you need to say.
Bulb, what is Bio? What is your pick?
My pick is Resident Evil 3.
Ooh,
much respect. Much respect.
Okay.
Even though I thought Capcom was the first party.
No.
Capcom is not owned by none of the major three.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got another four-way tie. We got Crash 4, Resident Evil 3, Streets of Rage 4, and Trials of Mana. Actually, I think this is our first four-way tie.
We gotta make it clear. Resident Evil 3 remake.
Yeah. Resident Evil 3 remake. Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Clarify on that.
I'm pretty sure people got that.
There shouldn't be any confusion about that because it's not the 90s anymore.
Although I wish it kind of was.
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
Simpler times. Next category.
So, yes. Next category is best art or graphics in a game.
So, who wants to take this first?
Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Don't need to get into any detail about it.
It does look good. I can't argue that.
Wait till you play Demon Souls.
Oh, right. Unfortunately, Demon Souls arrived today for me, so I'm just gonna play it later tonight.
Yeah, that's what ends up being hard about doing these kinds of videos. But we do what we can.
Yeah, for this year, maybe Demon Souls next year.
That's not gonna. It doesn't work like that.
I just said it.
This isn't the Keelys.
All right, so I guess I'll go next. I said this before. I mentioned this game before. It's so beautiful, pretty, and just full of life. Final Fantasy VII Remake. This game is just so damn good. Sorry, Reimagining is just so damn good. It looks so pretty. It looks so nice. The characters are so alive. Maybe not so much one character because he was kind of like, monotone. But still, the game was amazing and it looked great.
I feel like you guys are going to confuse people by constantly saying Reimagining. Like, what are they talking about?
There's another version of FF7.
We will get it trending.
Trending.
Call it what it is.
For me...
No,
sorry,
I was just saying, call it what it is. A reimagining, not an actual remake.
Okay, whatever. I call it correct. But anyway...
Big words.
Shots fired!
That's true. I am not a fan, but don't mind me. My pick for best art and graphics of 2020 is going to be the game you've probably never heard of. It's the Sakura Wars reboot. This game is pretty interesting because it's a series that was originally only in Japan, and then they brought an obscure PS2. They brought one of their games eventually to the West, but it was like a PS2 game, and it was much later in the story, so it kind of didn't make sense to most American players. Didn't really get much love over here. Also hasn't really had much of anything since that time either, in terms of other games. This year they decided to reboot it. So Sakura Wars came out this year. I liked it. I definitely enjoyed the game. I don't think it's a perfect game. I think there's a lot of flaws. I think it's a great first step. I want to see more from this series. But what I will definitely say is that the art style is awesome, because the art style is what you would expect from like a cel-shaded video game, which again looks very pretty, but it combined art styles from multiple artists outside of the gaming industry, and one of those is actually Tida. I want to pronounce. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name, but Tide Kubo, aka the artist behind Bleach, and you can really see it. It looks like you're just playing like this nice Bleach art style video game. It has to be one of the best looking JRPGs that I've played in a really long time. So
I never would have expected you to pick that one. That was a weird...
It looks really good. It looks... Dude, play it. Pop it in. I mean, again, it's a game that's pretty rough around the edges, and I feel bad for not being able to... Like, the ending is rushed, the gameplay is kind of monotonous, but story drags on a bit. But I think the game is a really nice indication that, like, maybe something could come of this series. And then, outside of that, the atmosphere, the music, and the kind of the silliness and the art style, I think, are very, very strong points that this game has going for it.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you picked it. I didn't get to play it yet, though.
Bulb is like, you picked it because it's Bleach. I have issues.
More like,
you know what?
Oh, whatever.
Bleach. Hey, the guy. Look, I'm not saying the manga is great, but he's got good art. At least it gives you something to look at.
Yeah, at least his art is attached to something that has a good story now. So.
Ooh, true.
This hipster over here.
Shots.
I just really don't like Bleach.
Everywhere.
I really just don't like Bleach.
We're gonna get so much hate in the comments.
That's
yo,
fine.
our buddy, Manners, just so you understand, our buddy Sean loves Bleach. So when he watches this, he's gonna be like, these motherfuckers.
Listen, I love Bleach too. I don't think it was a perfect story, but jeez, the hate for Bleach is ridiculous.
No comment, but yeah, moving on. That's my pick. Who else didn't go?
I didn't go.
Bulb.
It was gonna be FF7 for months and months and months, but then a little game called Ghost of Tsushima came along.
Wow.
And I'm still taking screenshots when I'm playing this, you know.
Okay.
Best photo mode in the game, gotta say. I don't know about Spider-Man because they might have had a really good photo mode in there, but
it does.
They just did a what? Yeah, and they just did a great job with how all the environments look amazing, and also it has that feature that everybody talks about where the wind tells you where to go instead of a mini map. So I think they did an amazing job visually with this game. It's Sucker Punch, so of course they did, but Yeah. It's probably the best looking PS4 game. And probably one of the top 10 best looking PS5 games as well, since it runs on 60 FPS on the PS5. So
that sounds really good.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys heard us. There is another 4-way tie. So yeah, that's going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's also going to be Sakura Wars Reboot, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and then also, of course, Ghost of Tsushima.
That's an interesting lot. All different visual styles. Very cool. Let's move on to Best Story. Best Story of 2020. What do you guys pick?
So that's going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake once again. Yes! Fight me. I will fight you. This thing had a great story. Fight me.
I can't because I'm not there.
I want to go last. I'll go last.
I was going to pick Ghost of Tsushima, but since FF7 is viable for this category, I'm gonna go with Xenoblade.
Xenoblade.
Oh, the fake out.
No, I actually wasn't meant to be a fake out. I was just saying, since a remake is in the list, you know what? I'll pick Xenoblade.
You're gonna watch it back and see it. That was a total fake
it
out.
Really was.
Intentional or
everybody's
otherwise.
like, oh, he's gonna speak. What?
I feel like I can't pick FF7 because when Part 2 comes out in 6 years, it might not be a good story anymore. So I don't want to pick FF7 now. They might mess it up, you know. So.
Okay.
Xenoblade is one of the best stories I've ever played in a game.
Wow.
I gotta say.
Okay.
To my surprise, because honestly I don't really like Xenogears that much. But yeah, they did an amazing job. I recommend anyone play this. It's on the Wii, the 3DS, and now the Switch. The Switch has the best version, so please pick this up and play it.
Bio, you want to go?
FF7. As of now, I mean, I was trying to think of something, but nothing came to mind. I was gonna say Cyberpunk, but
Cyberpunk had a good.
I haven't beaten it yet. I'm like still. I like the idea where it's heading, like that whole Keanu Reeves stuff, but I want to see more.
You mean you're not picking The Last of Us 2?
Oh, I forgot that's a game this year.
Everybody did.
Yeah, how much did they get paid to say that?
Yo.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think Last of Us 2 had great gameplay and a good, decent story. I don't think it's perfect.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's absolute perfection. What are you talking about?
Perfection for.
All right. So is your pick Final Fantasy, or are you going with Last of
Final
Us?
Fantasy stuff.
For me, I got kind of piggybacking off of what Bio was saying. It did kind of feel hard to pick a game for this category. I went back and forth on like tons of them. There's definitely a lot of cool indie game stories, but none of them really just. None of the other picks I really that came to mind, like, you know, knocked it out of the park for me. So I want to say Wasteland 3, because one of the only things that I could give to that game is that it has a good soundtrack as one, or it had a good story. For the moment that I could continue playing that game and get up to that point, I was really enjoying the story, had memorable characters. The location was off-putting at first, because I'm kind of like, oh, there's too much snow. What is going on here? But I really got into it. I really got into the narrative and the plot and all that stuff. So I really, up to that point, I enjoyed it. But then the game became like a nightmare to play, and all the immersion went out the door. It was not enjoyable anymore, and I couldn't finish the story. And so you know what? I feel if I'm not going to be able to finish the story, the hell with it. Yeah. We're going to give it to Orwell's Animal Farm, which is a mobile game, and it came out this year, and it just so happens to be my favorite book of all time. So we're going with that one. Best story.
I just want to say one thing.
Game. What?
I feel really bad.
Dude, 2020 is kind of weird, man. Just saying.
I feel really bad on your behalf.
Oh.
because I know
Yeah.
exactly how you feel about
Yep.
Wasteland 3, because I feel like Wasteland 3 is your Shenmue 3.
Oh.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, no, not exactly, but similar. I'll give you similar, and definitely again, like I liked it so much. I was looking forward to it. You could go back to our PAX East videos. I'm like, listen, this is gonna be my game of the year. This is definitely gonna be my game of the year. I played it. It's awesome. I'm a huge Wasteland fan because since Wasteland 2, I like these types of games. I love what they're doing here. THQ Nordic is awesome. Yada yada yada. And then it comes out and it's just, well, we'll get into that later. But
Yeah.
yeah. Oh man. So we got a no, Final Fantasy VII
That's right.
sweeps it somehow.
So much loathing for that game.
I think he's gonna get more hate for that than I'm gonna get for Bleach. So
Let's count it. Let's pay attention to like the comments and any kind of feedback. We'll gauge it. Who gets
Alright.
more hate? Bulb for Bleach or Mash Nanners for Final Fantasy? All right. Well, if that's all done, we're gonna move on to best indie game, my favorite category. Who wants to go first?
All Guys. That's it.
nice. Yeah, it's a good choice.
Is that technically an indie
It
game?
is
think-
not.
yeah,
I thought
it
it was
is.
Devolver. I thought isn't
I guess.
Devolver indie game?
It's kind of a gray area, but yeah, I would say they are.
I mean,
There's one core tenet of indie game and of the core philosophy of indie games and being an indie game developer, and that is being broke
Yeah.
as shit. So it's kind of hard to give it to Devolver, but yeah, Devolver is they make indie
Okay.
games.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put
well,
it.
Devolver did not develop this game though. That would be
Oh.
Mediatonic.
No, it was
yeah.
Mediatonic.
Media.
So what is
Yeah.
Mediatonic?
Media.
They're definitely an indie game.
Yeah,
No,
they're an
they're
independent
definitely
developer, but
But-
they got a publisher to publish their game. And if the publisher owns the rights to that game, then I don't know if it still counts as independent.
Let me do a quick Google search.
They also developed Hatoful Boyfriend,
Mediatonic?
which
Yeah.
one of the greatest games ever created.
No,
so-
Devolver. No, listen, Devolver makes indie games.
Yeah.
I'm not saying. I was just making a joke about that. But yeah, like when you get to a certain level of success, like with Devolver or like with Double Fine, it's kind of like, man, can we really still call this indie games? I mean, it is indie games. It's just really successful. Like they're
Yeah.
getting almost, to like not. You can't qualify it as an indie game, but indie game studio. But it is at the end of the day. They're making them the way they want to. They're not taking any rules from anybody, and yeah, I mean, you're just getting like a raw story, gameplay, soundtrack.
It's raw.
Raw as war. Okay, so we got Bio with Fall Guys. I picked Cloudpunk. This is a game that I got into really late, and full disclosure, I'm still not done with it, but I think I got through about most of it, and I have not been this immersed in a game in a really long time. Like, I just like it's not the most challenging, it's not the most over complex gameplay. There's not all that much going on, but I just love going around that game world and going from point A to point B, and the characters are interesting, and the story is whimsical and cool. Not very deep, but it's engaging enough. And with the art style, what they did is they combined this like realistic graphics with like big blocky pixel graphics, which I think works really, really well, because you'll have like big pixely guys walking around the city, and then all of a sudden there's like rain, or there's some kind of fire effect or something, but that's not pixels anymore. That's real. So I got to give it to Cloudpunk. I think Cloudpunk is a fantastic indie game, best indie game of 2020 for me. And another thing I wanted to put forth for this game is the fact that 2020 was a year when a mega cyberpunk themed game was supposed to come out and blow all of our minds, but it came out and it was in such a super buggy, disappointing launch state that you could rely on indie games to come through and give us a cool experience in a cyberpunk game, cyberpunk type game, because both Cloudpunk and Cyberpunk are they're cyberpunk. So it's kind of like, it shows, besides being a good game, Cloudpunk also shows you the importance of having indie games in the first place, because if one big team kind of drops the ball on something, well, another team can pick up and try this concept as well. And I think, yeah, that's why we nominated for Best Indie Game.
Cool.
All right. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and just say it. Get a Grip Chip. That's an indie game that was actually given to us to try out and talk about on our channel. Nanders, you remember the name of the developer?
It was a game that we discovered through Play NYC, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed, it was.
Yeah, it was one of the games on the list of exhibitors there.
Red Star Interactive.
Yeah.
Red Star Interactive developed that game. An amazing independent developer. These guys were really nice with us. They went and said, hey, we want you guys to try this game. Here it is. We played it on the channel. I had a lot of fun with it. It's very creative. It's played on the PC. You can find it on Steam. Try it out. It's not that expensive. And there's a lot to play. And you know what? I like that. When you get a game that's creative, that doesn't look horrible and plays very well, tight controls, and it gives you a lot to play with, I enjoy that. That's why I'm choosing Get a Grip Chip.
My choice is Streets of Rage 4, but I'm not sure if it's an indie game.
No, because
I think
Sega
I wanted to pick
owns it.
that.
That's why.
Sega did not publish it though. They were not involved in this at all. So, but if it's not, then I have another choice. Yeah. So if not Streets of Rage 4, then my indie game of the year is Carrion.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Carrion.
Any reasons as to why?
Like Bio was saying before, it's a really interesting game. It's kind of like, if you ever seen the movie The Thing, you get to play as the Thing. So you're like going around this facility as this spaghetti monster, and you get to like absorb people, and you're trying to basically break out of this lab. And it's like a Metroid game, except you have full. You could move anywhere. There's no gravity. And you just wreaking havoc.
You're just
on
eating.
this...
The way I see it, I'm like a symbiote, just eating nonstop.
Yeah.
Let me absorb you,
It's
18.
a cool game. And it has really good controls. Like, it's super responsive. Yeah. It's great.
Okay. So that does it. Another
Four
four
ways
ways
high.
high. Cool.
Get a Grip Chip, Chip, Fall Guys, Cloudpunk, and Carrion.
Changing my vote.
Uh-oh.
Carry on.
What?
Oh, last minute
wow.
change.
Look at this guy.
There you
All
go.
right.
All right, Carrion sweeps it.
We have a winner.
See, this is why
Very nice.
This is why I let Bulb talk first, so I can know what he's saying.
See, Bio, sometimes we agree on things.
Yo, sometimes you just gotta Mr. Bean that shit and copy your neighbors.
I'm just glad you didn't pick Phasmophobia for that one.
For the best indie game? Nah, Phasmophobia has its own complaints.
That's his own problem.
but carry on, like, dude, I'm like simulation mode Venom. Come on, Carnage Venom. That's me every day.
All right, so now that we have that out of the way, we're going to go on to the next category, which is going to be Best Soundtrack.
Nice.
boy.
My other favorite category. So who wants to go first?
Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Every classic Spider-Man song you heard from the original game, from the original Spider-Man game for PS4, has been modified or enhanced for Miles Morales and has their own unique spin on it for Miles Morales Spider-Man.
That's cool, but you said classic. You're making me think like, oh man, the original Spider-Man games.
Oh
or,
no,
like,
I'm talking about the
comics or
original
something.
PS4 game.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, does it have the Spider-Man theme
Yeah.
in it? The old one?
Does it have the
Oh
Ramones
my
cover?
god,
in it?
I just regret everything right now.
That would be sick.
I'm sorry,
But yeah, no, it's like it's tailored to his taste in music, like hip hop, beats, stuff like that. And I loved hearing these songs.
All right, that's respectable.
that's cool.
I'll go next, and you guys are probably not going to like me for this, but it's Final Fantasy VII again, because yes,
Oh,
again, they really went all out when trying to remake this game. They probably tried a little too hard for an Anders' taste, as you guys probably already know. But no,
No, it's not they. It's not they tried too hard. It's one man in particular tried way too fucking
like
hard.
Nomura, cut your shit out. This ain't Kingdom Hearts.
My friend, I do not like that man.
No.
This game has taught me
but
that.
the music is amazing. It was. I'm not. Was it fully orchestrated? Because it kind of sounded like it did. It was. And it just sounded great. The whole time I was playing this game, my ears were delighted. So yes, this one.
I got one gripe with that.
What?
It is a good soundtrack, but they did my boy dirty. The Wall Market had a sick song in the original game, and in this game they regulated it to the highway. And then the Wall Market got this stupid, goofy clown music. So
Wasn't it dubstep?
yeah, it has a little dubstep.
I remember
in
that.
it.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And I want my old my old
music.
reggae track back. You know, come on. But all the other music was good. I agree.
All right.
Okay, Bulb, you got a
I
real
want
answer
to
though,
ask
or you...
Zero a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
How often did you listen to that Chocobo remix?
God damn it! I loved it.
Oh man.
Yo, it was stupid, but I loved it. It was so good.
It was so good.
It was so
I
great.
have no idea what
It
you're
was
talking
so
about.
good.
Now my choice is Streets of Rage 4.
Good choice.
This was the thing I was expecting the most from. Was the soundtrack. Like the second they announced this game, the trailer had some kind of like really generic like canned trailer music, and I was like, the one thing they have to get for this is a soundtrack, you know. So and I was worried because they got the original guy back, Yuzo Koshiro, but they also got a bunch of other people, and they were going to do a collaborative playlist kind of thing. But and then when I got the game, it had the option to use the old music, but I decided to pick the new music, and I was not disappointed. They did a great job. It was good.
Although good on them for allowing you to use the classic music as well.
Yeah. Although I think it's only Streets of Rage 2. I don't know why they didn't include the other soundtracks, but yeah, they did a great job. And there's tracks from multiple different composers. I think the Kingdom Hearts composer did a song, and yeah, it's really good.
Cool. Well, for my pick, I legitimately can't pick one, and if you guys will let me, I want to just pick 3 games for one. If not, I got one.
Pick one,
I'll pick
please.
one, but I really liked Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon 2.
Yeah.
It features work by Ippo Yamada. I think that's the lead composer, and he did a lot of stuff with Inti Creates' Mega Man games, which includes 9 and 10, which were awesome for the soundtracks and gameplay and stuff. So yeah, Curse of the Moon 2 was really cool because I thought to myself, how could they take Curse of the Moon 1 soundtrack and make it even better? But they did. The soundtrack is great, has a way better menu theme. You know, overall, it's not as good a game in my opinion, but I love the soundtrack in that. I also really like Wasteland 3. I love Wasteland 3 for the soundtrack. Again, they had a bunch of cool, like, gritty covers of, like, classic songs. They had a cover of the Green Acres TV show theme song in there.
Really?
It blew my mind,
God
man.
damn.
It was so good. A show from, like, the 70s,
That's
from
crazy,
the 80s.
man.
Yeah, and they put a cover of that in one part of the game. Oh, it was so beautiful. And then even outside of that, like the more ambient stuff, the more atmospheric music that they do when like you're in a battle and tension is rising, that music is so good. Unfortunately, the game just like crashed and burned. And then Risk of Rain 2. Risk of Rain 2 has like, I want to say, Pink Floyd prog rock era type of music to it.
It does.
It's just like you're listening to a band jamming, and I love it. I think it goes so good with like the sort of grindiness of that game. Very nice mix. So yeah, triple tie. Fuck it. We have a 6-way tie for best soundtrack. No, I'm kidding. I'll pick Curse of the Moon 2. I'll throw that one in there because again, I think they did a great job with. They did a fantastic job on that
Oh,
soundtrack.
Mash, you know what else came out this year that had a great soundtrack?
I mean, a lot of stuff, but okay, what's up?
Persona 5 Royal.
That is true.
But
That is true. But I didn't even touch it. I put that game off on. It's not on my radar because I already played it a couple years
Me
ago.
too.
So forget it.
Exactly. Yeah.
At the very least, all 3 of these are brand new games.
Yeah.
You know, so at least there's that. All right, so we got a 4-way tie. Final Fantasy VII, Miles Morales. We got Curse to the Moon 2, and we have Streets of Rage 4. All fantastic music to listen to.
All right, so let's get on to the next category, everyone. So this time, I'm pretty sure we could all agree that the newest craze in the gaming industry was remakes. Starting with the Crash remakes. So next category is, what's the best remake of 2020?
I think the trend extends to the next 2 categories, and I also feel like remakes have plagued video games for a little bit longer. But yeah, this year was heavy with remakes and remasters and ports and collections.
The next 2 categories?
No, specific remakes, games that have been... Remakes are games that are specifically made from the ground up for newer systems. A remaster could also be a port or a collection.
Yeah, here's a little bit of BTS to making this video. We kind of thought about this and we were like, you know what? Because of the amount of all of these types of games coming out in 2020, we basically have to justify making 2 separate categories for this. Because there were so many of them. Next year, though, it's all gonna be one category.
Unless even more remakes come out.
There are games that still have not been announced, so that might be the case.
But yeah, best remake. Who wants to go first?
I guess
I got them in my hand right now, but
I got one in my hand as well, and that's going to be
go.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Ah, shit.
For PS4.
Ooh.
That game is this game is so sick. It's so much fun. As a skateboarding fan, to have one of the best icons in skateboarding and the 2 of the best games in the series just brought up to today's standards with tighter controls and actual camera controls, a crap ton of the old music, and now new skaters as well, along with the old skaters, with beautiful looking levels and a lot of customization items. Look, this game was just so much fun, and also a true, better working online multiplayer, not like freaking the crap that we got with Pro Skater 5. I mean, this is how remakes should be made. A lot of love and attention was given to this game, so it's going to Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why you mentioned Pro Skater 5. That game never came out.
It should have never came out.
Yeah.
It's been redacted from the books. My choices also I came down to 2 choices. I did that with a lot of these because there was so many good games this year, but mine came down to either Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 or Trials of Mana, and I kind of just thought about it in the sense of like a remake. As much as I enjoyed Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 and enjoyed playing them and whatnot, I thought that Trials of Mana was more of a necessary remake because it's been a lot longer, like again, since the SNES, and I think that it gives a lot of benefit to make that game more accessible to people today. Whereas with Tony Hawk, 1 and 2, like, they weren't that long ago, or they still hold up really well. They're very easy to pick up, even the originals. Like, you could just play them anytime you want. I feel like an RPG locked to the SNES is kind of hard to pick up. And then also on top of that, man, I gotta give him a little shame. I gotta give him a little shame on you for giving us 1 and 2 a great remake of these 2 games when they can't give us a proper sequel for like a decade now.
Yeah, man.
Like, why are you spending all that energy into making a remake?
Well, it's
Just give us a new
Activision,
sequel.
so maybe we'll get the trend. They make the remake and then they make the sequel.
I mean,
so.
they did it with
Except
Crash.
that they made-
Crash.
Hold on, let's not rewrite history here. They made a terrible game, then they made a remake.
Yeah. They made a bunch of
They
terrible
did.
games. They made Tony
A
Hawk
bunch,
HD.
Yo,
Right.
I got when I finally got Tony Hawk HD, I think it was maybe $12 or maybe less on PS3. I was like, awesome, levels from 1 and 2. I can't wait. What the fuck was that? How are you gonna give us a game with models that look like melted clay statues and freaking. They did give us a good amount of the soundtrack, but it wasn't enough. And then the controls felt floaty.
Dude,
what the fuck was that?
You want to know my pain? I bought a new Xbox 360 to play Tony Hawk HD.
You poor soul.
Yeah.
Poor soul.
It was bad. It was really, really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine is Trials of Mana. I gotta give it to that. So I think Bio and Bulb still got to go.
Yeah, Bio, you can go ahead first.
Mine is the Final Fantasy VII Remake Reimagining.
Okay.
All right. Respect.
This isn't best reimagining of 2020.
Wow.
Come on. That's a different category.
Cool.
No, I'm kidding. Do you, man?
Again, I never played the original. I don't know. See, I should I even have a vote on it? Like, I never played the original 7.
No, you could definitely have a vote on it. I mean, you've seen gameplay of it, right?
I never played the original Trials.
I mean, technically, I seen the original 7 through gameplay, but also through Team 4-Star Abridged Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, so you basically know how it plays. I mean,
yeah, I know how it plays.
Yeah.
I know how the story went.
Remake picking a best remake of the year doesn't necessarily mean like it has to mean that much to you because you played the original. It could just be because it was the best remake that you played. It's literally the best remake that you played.
Yeah,
this
like
year.
if I were to play the original 7, I'd be like, nah, this is crap. Whoever likes the original 7, my hat's off to you, Nanners.
Take it easy, bro.
It was not.
I'm just saying. No, that's for me.
That's
That's for me. I'm saying I have a hard time playing retro games, except for a few exceptions like Digimon World or Mega Man Legends. Those are the only exceptions.
Digimon World holds up way worse than FF7.
Yeah.
No, it does not. It's not. Or maybe I just don't like that standard RPG turn-based.
Yeah, that's understandable. And also, everybody looks like Legos in FF7.
They really do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're welcome to pick whatever you want,
definitely
man.
7 remake.
All right, so Bulb, your turn, man. What's your choice?
For me, it was gonna be Tony Hawk.
Pro Skater.
But I feel like they really dropped the ball in the multiplayer, in my opinion. I know you mentioned that you like the multiplayer.
Well, the fact that it
it's
actually
not
worked.
terrible. Yeah, it actually works. But as of 2 weeks ago, it doesn't work because the PC version no longer allows you to join on your friends.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, a lot of people have been having issues joining on friends. You could still matchmake, it's fine, but also they decided to do the stupid thing where it randomizes the mode you're playing instead of letting you pick, which, you know what? But FF7, Tony Hawk is my second place definitely, but I gotta go with the Trials of Mana,
Shit.
Yeah, Mash didn't even play the original, and he loves it. I played the original. They did an amazing job.
It reminds me a lot of Yeast, just like you said, and it looks really good. And again, it's like you were just saying about the multiplayer is broken in Tony Hawk 1 in HD. Didn't they also like not have all of the songs in that one? Like it's not full soundtrack.
There are a few missing songs, but it's
there are a few missing
songs,
songs,
right?
but you also have to understand. Getting licenses to get these all the old songs from both games into a new game, that's tough. So to update it a bit, they added some new songs. When you're
going back to the original game, like you could pick up Tony Hawk 1 and 2 and just play it in the glorious way that it was created originally. You don't really need the remake for that then. You're missing. I know maybe it's 2 songs, maybe it's 3 songs, maybe it's like 10, I don't know, but like you are missing content in that. Whereas with Trials, it's like, I mean, it's kind of a good 1-to-1 ratio as far as I could tell. And yeah, I mean, again, I see a lot more benefit to that being remade as opposed to HD 1 and 2. But it's just opinions.
Yeah,
I get it.
And also for Trials, it never came out in America with the exception of last year they did the Mana Collection. That was the first time it ever came out in America. So this was a good introduction for new people because I could completely understand not wanting to play an SNES game in 2019 when it came out for the first time. If you're a younger person, you probably don't want to do that. So this was a good way to bring it back. Square Enix had 2 amazing remakes this year, but I gotta go with Trials of Mana.
Yeah, what is it? Like, JRPGs that are a lot, like, from that era are really hard to get into. I mean, so much tougher. Even Tony Hawk's not so bad. I mean, it's the 64. It's a generation later, but I mean, still, like, you could pick it up and play it, and you have no problem. It's very accessible.
Yeah, but also, there's no way to buy it. Like, you can't get that on any shop. So yeah.
I mean, if you ROMmed it, if you ROMmed both of them or something like that, if you had no choice, I think most people would gravitate towards playing Tony Hawk than playing an SNES era JRPG.
Yeah.
Even I'm gonna be honest, even I kind of don't want to play the original that bad.
It's nostalgia for me, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
but of course, not to discredit Tony Hawk, it was amazing. They did a really good job with the remake, and Vicarious Visions.
Yo,
remaking everything.
Yo, I could have sworn Vicarious Visions were gonna be the studio to make Crash 4. When they came out this past summer and said they were remaking Tony Hawk, I was like, what? How do you go from a platformer to a skateboarding game? What?
Vicarious Visions and Toys for Bob, like the 2 dream teams right now.
They really are. They are holding up Activision with those big buff arms of theirs. They're like, don't worry, you let us be creative and we'll do what we can. Yeah. So now to the other half of this category thingy, because 2020 was a weird year. Best remake, best port, or best collection, etc. of 2020.
And again, I just want to say this right now. Next year, it's one category.
Yeah.
The hell with it.
2020, again, was a weird freaking year. So let's try to give credit where credit is due, and then, let's just go from there.
Let's start off with MASH.
Okay, my pick is Persona 4 Golden. It hurts to see the Vita lose its most important exclusive, in my mind, the most important exclusive. But it is really cool to see a whole new generation of gamers get to play it. For those of you that don't know, it came out on Steam this year, so yeah, it's no longer locked to the Vita. And another cool thing was that, like, it got a huge promotion on Twitch out of this. It just had a lot of buzz on Twitch. Suddenly the category, because I was following the category on Twitch, it went from like maybe once in a while somebody would stream it to like thousands of people were watching it at a time, like watching somebody stream it at a time. And that was sick because it's a good game, it's a really good story, and it was really nice to watch someone else play it for the first time. Very cool, and I'm glad that, again, more people get to play it now.
It's one of the most important things about a game, accessibility. And I'm right there with you, Nanners. I mean, the Vita, we love that system, but more people should be able to play Persona 4 Golden. All right, I guess I'll take it next. Right. Talking about accessibility and games that people enjoy, my choice is going to be the Mega Man Zero /ZX collection.
Ooh, nice.
I didn't know they made a collection based on
I just picked that up.
Dude, it's so good. So I'm a big Mega Man fan and also a Zero fan. I mean, hell, I'll call myself Zero for a reason. I played these games on emulators back in the day because my parents never got me handhelds. So I couldn't play it on the GBA. So Mega Man Zero 1 through 4 are on this one disc along with the 2 ZX games that came out for the DS. And it's just so much value on a disc. I think the actual price is $40. I ended up getting it for $25, as you can see. It is so worth it. You get to play it all on your PS4 in glorious HD. Awesome side-scrolling adventure platforming. You get to play as Zero and then these 2 other characters from the other games. I can talk about this game for hours, but I just love the fact that I can now go to just one place and try to play it and just enjoy it. Also with some new upgraded features as well. I think they added like a checkpoint feature to it, which really helps because it's a difficult game. It's a lot of fun, so my choice goes to this game.
Bio, did you have one this year? Or?
Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition for the PS5.
Oh, right.
Yeah, where they added Virgil for this story mode.
Very good.
Yeah.
I still gotta play
Oh,
that.
it's so good so far. I didn't play the original.
I actually have Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition still in its shrink wrap from when I got it. At this point, 2 Christmases ago. I'm upset with myself because it's another one of those games that looks so freaking beautiful, and the animations and the character interactions looks amazing. And I love Devil May Cry. I just haven't had the time to play it.
I know, same. I got.
I can't believe they managed.
No, I got too many games in the loadout for me to play.
I just couldn't believe that they brought that series back to life.
Dude, they did it in one of the best ways possible.
I'm a little disappointed though that they didn't continue DMC though.
Oh, nobody
Yeah.
liked it. That's
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't play badly. It's just when you start out a game with the main character basically saying, yeah, I'm not going to be like that Dante you guys remember. Fuck that.
Wait, he actually said that?
It didn't say it exactly, but basically at the beginning, there's this huge tornado. His trailer gets taken away. His stuff starts flying everywhere. And then you just see him with his regular shortcut black hair. And then out of nowhere, a white wig lands on his head. He looks in the mirror and he says, "Not in a million years." Takes it off, throws it, and then you start the game. It rubs people the wrong
Why
way.
would you kick the fan base in the nuts? Like
Yeah.
that? Like, I don't understand.
Everyone
fucked
loved
up.
old Virgil. Not Virgil, sorry, old Dante. So when you do that and you basically tell him, yeah, this ain't your Dante, fuck off. Yeah.
That's why he's called Dante
Yeah.
now.
Dante.
Dante.
Yeah.
Dante.
Dante.
The Dante that got into PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
They could. Nanners knows what. Nanners said it very well multiple times. Just because a character was in one game doesn't mean he or she can't be in another. What the fuck?
What happened?
No, because regular Dante showed up in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, but they couldn't put him in PlayStation All-Stars?
Yeah, right.
Fuck.
It's stupid.
Well, that's because
Yeah.
it was owned by Marvel vs. Capcom.
No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Capcom
He
owned it.
wasn't owned. He was in Marvel vs. Capcom.
But Capcom
No,
does
what-
own Dante, but again, the only reason why we got that new Dante is because they wanted to freaking push the new DMC game that hadn't even come out yet.
Yep.
I mean, isn't that the idea though? That was like for advertisement purposes, like what most fighting games
Yeah,
are
but
doing now.
it just, again, by choosing that version, it also fucked with the what's it called? The actual move set that he could use. Because one of the things I love about PlayStation All-Stars is the fact that I don't even know how we got into this conversation, but I'm gonna finish it quickly. They look at the character
Dante.
and they say, "All right, let's look at all their games and see what they can do." They don't make up moves for them to use like they do in Super Smash Brothers. They actually use moves that they actually have used in other games.
At least we got Cat from Gravity Rush.
We did, and I appreciate that.
No, that was cool. That was a
mean,
good choice.
Nah, let's just go into the next category.
Yes. So
No, you Bulb didn't go. I think for port,
Yeah. Oh, best.
best port,
Best
remaster, or collection.
I'm gonna bring it up one more time. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Gotta get this game, guys. It's so good.
But I thought you said that it was a remake.
No, it's a remaster, but it's
Okay.
also they also did quality of life stuff, so the graphics are better. They replaced all the character models with new ones, and they made the questing system easier. And it's the first HD version of the game because the Wii would only run it in standard.
Jesus
depth,
Christ,
so-
that's right.
Okay.
That's how old that game
Definitely.
is.
Yeah, it was on the Wii and the
Damn.
3DS.
Okay, so we got a 4-way tie: Mega Man Zero ZX Collection, DMC5 Special Edition, Persona 4 Golden, and Xenoblade Chronicles.
All right, so we have another category coming up. We have a lot of them because we talk a lot. So here we go. We're going to talk about the most disappointing launch state.
Yep.
Who wants to start?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right, so I feel like this category is almost specifically geared towards Cyberpunk, but I am not picking Cyberpunk because there was a much worse release this year.
Oh no.
What?
Yeah, and that was a very early in the year release. I think it was in February. Warcraft 3 Reforged.
I don't even know that game.
Blizzard put out a remaster, essentially, of Warcraft 3, which was highly anticipated, and but it ended up being a huge problem because, one, it was vastly superior to the original, technically, because they half-baked it, but also because they wanted everybody to be able to play together, they retroactively ruined the original game in the process by including a mandatory patch for both. So this game not only ruined the original version as well, but it also came out with a half-finished remake for the campaign, which was supposed to include cinematic cutscenes, as they showed in the trailer that they actually released, and the trailer included cutscenes that were not in the game when it came out.
Oh,
and
shit.
To top it all off on that, something that Cyberpunk has already done is almost a year later there has not been a fix. So Blizzard has basically abandoned this project, and they're still selling it on their store for $30.
That's grimy.
So if you guys want to sue a game company, don't sue Cyberpunk.
CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, don't sue CD Projekt Red. Let's get on Activision Blizzard instead, because screw those guys.
That sounds awful. That sounds absolutely awful.
So sorry. Yeah, damn. Who's next? God damn.
I mean, me personally, I don't know. I don't have any favorite games that had a worse launch. I mean, besides.
It doesn't have to be your favorite.
I mean, besides Cyberpunk,
anything
that's
you
about
played.
it. Like, that's probably the worst game release I've seen so far.
I'll let you pick. We'll allow you to pick Kingdom Hearts 3, even though it was last year.
I mean, you could say actually, if I'm able to choose DLC for this,
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
that's pretty bad DLC.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just say that. Yeah, that's me. That's mine because it did launch early in 2020. I did play through Kingdom Hearts 3 in 2020, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best game on the planet. Then I said, I need to know what happens in the DLC. I got it, only to freaking replay the latter half of the game again with 2 or 3 extra cutscenes and maybe play as a different character here and there. It was not worth it, and it pissed me the
I feel
fuck
so bad
off.
for you guys. God.
I don't feel bad. I mean, like, so you really want to know, like, no, because we're getting off subject into it. Never mind.
No, you could talk about it.
No, it's another like Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC. That's like replaying the story, right? Music melody. That's like the retelling of throughout the whole first 3 games.
Yeah, and the reason why they did that, and I explained this in the in the live stream that we did a couple weeks ago. The reason why they did that is because, spoiler alert, at the end of freaking the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3, Kairi has to freaking remember Sora to somehow bring him back. And she's sitting in a fucking chair for some fucking reason, goes to sleep, and they start analyzing her fucking mind. And I'm guessing that this stupid
spoilers.
game...
Spoilers.
It is spoilers. I did say that. But yeah, what they're doing with this game is basically, you're going through her memories. That's what this new Kingdom Hearts Memory of Melodies is. So
I'm so glad I stopped after
So
one.
I'm just we don't need to need more retelling of the story for any Kingdom Hearts game. There shouldn't be no recap.
it really
You know the story, right?
Yeah, it really should.
You should know the story already.
I mean, the story's also fucking confusing as hell. There's like 6 anthems, anthems, and songs.
Anthologies.
There's also 2 Rikus. There's freaking 4 Soras, 5 if you count that Zion girl. And then what's the I don't even two Kyries.
Listen. This is all you need to know. For any Kingdom Hearts fans who are listening, this is all you need to know. Everyone's Ansem and everyone is Sora. That's all you need to know.
He's not wrong.
It's a shame that you guys had to wait 10 years for your sequel, and then it just added more confusion to the story.
No, listen, and then you have Disney having lackluster worlds. Like you couldn't touch Frozen World because they said Frozen needs to be exactly like the movie. Just add Sora. That's it. That's all you got.
Yeah, it's so
It's like Disney did not have created imagining behind this game.
Yeah, I mean, the Frozen world was pretty dull.
And there was no Final Fantasy character.
Practically none.
That DLC.
Yeah, if you bought the DLC, you get to see them. That's it. You get to see them.
Wow.
I
Where's
could just go to Google Images.
Where's my Sephiroth fight?
Just print out a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where's my Kingdom Hearts 3 Sephiroth fight?
The reason why I say you get to see them is because at the very end of that DLC, you then have a boss rush mode, which is not worth it. It really isn't. You're only going to tear your hair out for practically no reason. And yeah, you get to talk to these fucking idiots, and that's all. That's it. That's all you get to do with them. You don't get to play with them. That's it.
It's because they're gonna reveal the FF7 remake is a Kingdom Hearts sequel, so they had to keep all the characters out of it so they can do the big reveal later when Part 3 of FF7 remake is really Kingdom Hearts 3.2.
Right. So, next. Who's next?
I think I'm the last one that didn't go, but the category is called Most Disappointing Launch State, and I think it's kind of funny we went against what people expected and brought up a bunch of other games, because 2020 had some disappointing games, to be honest. There's all of that stuff, and there was also 13 was pretty disappointing from what I heard. They tweeted about it. They said that they were really sorry and that this does not represent the type of quality level product that they are able to put out. I think that this is a really important. We have some laughs here. We made fun of Kingdom Hearts. We poked, Bulb shook his fist at Blizzard, but I think it's an important category because it really brings out puts a spotlight on a big problem in gaming, which is rushing games and just putting them out. Cyberpunk was the big one. That's the one everybody talked about, and it's true. It came out in a bad state. People on consoles couldn't play them unless it was the new consoles, which is also another level
Bullshit.
of messed up.
Also, Marvel Avengers.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that one.
Oh
yeah, Marvel Avengers is also pretty bad. But yeah, I mean, there were a lot of other things too. My pick is Wasteland 3. And again, I did an entire quick scope video on this. This was what I was hoping to be my game of the year this year. I was gonna play this game, maybe even play it twice. It was a lot of fun, but Cyberpunk is glitchy. What I've had a lot of is I've had a lot of things floating in the air. I've had some, the Fallout type of thing. I've had some sound issues here and there. A little bit of tear, a tiny bit of tearing. I've had some problems like that. Overall, it was pretty stable for I'd say 10 hours that I put into it. In Wasteland, it's not so much the glitches, it's the game bugs. This game released and there are certain functions that are just broken. There are things that you want to do. What you're playing, it's a top-down isometric strategy game, and you're trying to, maneuver your characters and do actions with them, but you can't do them. It tells you target is invalid when the target is clearly not invalid. It tells you the target is blocked when the target is clearly not blocked. So, to me, that's way worse because it's broken and it's unplayable. I got through it pretty far, and then when the bugs got really bad, I just couldn't take any more of it. With Cyberpunk, I hate the glitches, but for the most part, I updated my driver. Some of them went away, and anything else has been maybe I lose a little bit of immersion, but it's been pretty easy to shrug off. With this though, with Wasteland, it was so brutal, and then on top of that, you have to put on the disappointment factor. Because I was a huge fan of Wasteland 2 and I was expecting so much from them. And I played the demo at PAX East and it was good. The demo was not that buggy. But yeah, man, that's my pick. I'm so pissed that I have to say this once again. A game I really wanted to look forward to let me down, but here we are.
That's how it is.
So, Bio, just double checking with you. Did you want to say anything different?
No, I don't. That's what I have to say.
All right, so I guess the winner of this goes to the Kingdom Hearts Remind DLC. You are the worst of them all.
Me and my homies hate Tetsuya Nomura.
we can't bash Cyberpunk. We can't.
dude.
Because
Dude, I didn't know I was your homie.
we can't bash Cyberpunk any more than the world has shitted on it.
Yeah, I mean, it got enough hate, and it wasn't even the developer's fault. It was the freaking... Because CD Projekt Red would have put their heart and soul into that game if...
They did, through their story mode.
It's actually still pretty fun, and the story's good.
Yeah, the story's pretty good. I like the idea.
That fucking DLC pissed me
Also,
off,
it'll
though.
probably-
I'm still mad at that shit.
Unlike that game that Bulb was talking about, it'll probably be good in a year.
Yeah.
So, just saying. All right, well, that was that. Those are all of the categories where we pick the games. We kind of vote on them. We have one last category to do. This is something new. This is original. We haven't done this before. And that is our viewer-picked game of the year. So this is going to be picked not by us, but by you, the people. We gave you guys about 2 to 3 weeks to vote on this. We already closed the poll. And why don't we list out? Yeah, we had a couple of additional games, but just for your reference, the choices were Final Fantasy VII Remake, Crash 4, Cyberpunk, Ghost of Tsushima, Phasmophobia, Demon Souls, Miles Morales, Streets of Rage 4, Dreams, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2, Spelunky 2, Last of Us 2, Animal Crossing, Tony Hawk 1 and 2. And again, we had other people fill in. We had people vote for Yakuza 7, we had Doom, we had Hades. And the winner of the viewer-picked game of the year goes to... Drum roll, please. Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, Ghost of Tsushima. Awesome.
Nice.
Ghost of Tsushima took the poll, so thank you guys for all your votes. It was really
How many
cool
votes
to
did it
see
get?
what y'all said. I don't remember off the top of my head. No, but it had the most. It had like a bunch.
I just want to make a statement saying that I did not rig this vote. So
Neither did I. I mean, I voted for Crash 4, whatever.
I rigged the vote.
You piece of shit. But it's definitely something that we were excited about. Because it's usually us talking about games, but we also love to interact with our viewers. So the fact that you guys got to join in and tell us what you thought was the best game of 2020 is exciting. We like seeing these reactions. We like seeing people talk about stuff or give us their opinions. So please let us know in the comments below if there's a game that you liked in 2020 that we did not talk about and that you think deserves a lot more recognition. Drop us a comment. Let us know. We'll discuss with you there.
Yeah, and also, if you were not able to get in the window where the poll was open, don't worry about it. We will definitely be doing this again next year, so stay tuned for that. All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed that. We covered most of our Game of the Year stuff. Right now, you got to check out all of our Games of the Year, our favorite different categories, some things that we didn't like. Now we want to talk about our most anticipated games of 2021. As a quick reminder, this is just announced at this point. None of these games are out. Some of these may not even come out in 2021, but as it stands, these are the games that have been confirmed or scheduled, set, suggested for 2021. So, who wants to start with some of their most anticipated?
I'll go. I don't mind going because there's quite a few. So, of course, for the PS5, which hopefully I might get one later this year if there's a good enough bundle or whatever. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. That game looks like so much freaking fun, and I can't wait to just try out the gameplay, figure out who that new character is, and try the whole world-switching mechanic that they're trying. It looks like a lot of fun. Next is going to be Kena, Bridge of Spirits. Now, that game basically looks like a Pixar movie, but gamified. I love the art style. It's very cute. I like the idea of the story. You're this girl with magical powers and you're trying to save these little creatures. It looks like a fun, cute game, and I can't wait to try it myself. Psychonauts 2? Come on, it's Psychonauts. How can you not like Psychonauts? It looks like fun. I had a lot of fun when we played it on our channel over a year ago now, Nanners? Like, we played it a while ago. And I want to get through that game even more because it's interesting. It's very creative. And when we saw the demo at PAX, again, it's mind melting. It's very interesting, and I really want to see what they did with this new technology.
You still have PSVR,
yes,
right?
Yes, I do.
Dude, play Psychonaut. Once you finish the first Psychonauts, play Psychonauts Rhombus of Ruin. It's actually really good. And apparently you'd need to play it for the sequel.
Goddamn. All right, so next.
Don't worry, it's short. It's short, and it's definitely worth it. It's one of the better VR games I've played.
Rick and Morty VR was freaking fun as hell. So then you have, there we go. So I'm a big Gran Turismo fan, as you guys probably already know. So Gran Turismo 7 is slated for 2021. I'm having a lot of fun with sport right now, and I'm hoping 7 goes back more towards its roots, because I really liked 2 and 3. Gran Turismo 2 and 3 was a lot of fun, and it felt more simplified and just more grounded. I hope they go more that route with 7, but we'll see. And then finally, my last one, Digimon Survive. I'm a huge Digimon fan. I liked Cyber Sleuth. I'm about to get into Hacker's Memory. Digimon World Next Order is a much needed upgrade to the original. Digimon Survive is just a completely different game. It's a survival RPG-esque idea, mechanic, and you know what? I'm all down for it. I want to try it out. The art style looks fun. The gameplay looks fun. I hope it comes out this year. It's a survival strategy game, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a mix between.
Yeah, and there's definitely RPG elements in there. So, one last. Sorry, Skatebird. You're a bird and you're skating. Come on, you can't tell me you don't want that. Skatebird.
Hell yeah.
That one looks so weird. Oh man. Okay, cool. Yeah. Anybody else want to go?
I'll go. I'll just list mine because there's a lot, but I'm not going to include all of them. Just the top few. Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town, Monster Hunter Rise. Definitely my number one is Rune Factory 5.
That's what I'm talking about.
Rune Factory 5, Digimon Survive, of course, and I'm really looking forward to the Mass Effect remasters. Hopefully those are good. And to throw in a surprising one for me, I'm looking forward to that Hogwarts game.
Oh yeah, the Hogwarts.
I don't know if that's actually going to come out this year, but yeah, it looks amazing. If they really deliver on the promises, it looks incredible. So, oh yeah, and also just a quick one, Scott Pilgrim comes out next week.
That's right.
Yeah.
From the time of this recording, it's just a week away, so we're gonna be able to re-experience it.
I can't wait.
The game's awesome.
It's been such a good time for beat 'em ups on the Switch, because we got Streets of Rage 4, we got Double Dragon Neon just came out on the Switch, and now we got Scott Pilgrim coming up.
Oh, I forgot a few. Sorry. First, the Nier 1 remake, and then the most important two that I forgot: Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne and Shin Megami Tensei 5.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah, one of them is a remake and one of them is brand new.
Hell yeah.
That's gonna be cool. Yeah, that's gonna be my first Shin Megami game.
It's a good place to start. 3 is a good place to start. Yeah.
Cool.
Alright, my turn. Elden Ring. The Dark Souls game that's about to come out. God of War Ragnarok. Horizon.
Is that slated for 2021?
I saw it on the list. I'm not sure. It might be pushed back though. Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh, that's right.
Hell yeah. Horizon.
The Hogwarts Legacy game. Can't wait for that. An expansion for Bungo, Witch Queen, and I think that's it from now. I don't see any. No More Heroes 3. There you go.
Oh, that's right. No More Heroes 3.
No More Heroes 3.
Oh man, I didn't know you liked that
No
game.
More Heroes.
Nice.
Oh, I fucking love No More
Sweet,
Heroes.
man. Nice, yeah. I'm
Oh,
looking
and
forward to that
Resident
too.
Evil Village. Is that coming out this year?
Yeah,
saw it on the list, too,
Resident
so
Evil
it's-
8 Village. Damn, we're up to 8.
I mean, Final Fantasy's up to 16.
You're right. Which that's also looking good. 16 looked like fun.
16 looks good. Yeah.
Best part about that game? No.
No zippers.
Finally!
No belts and no zippers. Hell yeah.
Yo, I can finally play a Final Fantasy game. I'm so excited.
Zero, I'm surprised you didn't mention Crash Bandicoot on the Run for the iOS and
See,
Android.
I saw it and I didn't want to say it.
So I'm not the biggest fan of mobile. But I'll try it out. I'm not gonna say I'm super anticipating it. But yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention Halo Infinite, but I'm not really sure if I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Halo Infinite.
I mean, the game does look good. It looks like they're going right back to how the game used to look, except better. But we'll see.
And if you guys are done, my list as well. Most anticipated 2021 games as it stands. So first and foremost, Ys 9, because that's already been out in Japan for a year, and I wanted to play a year ago, but I don't like buying games in Japanese and just playing it like that. I also wouldn't be able to navigate the menus, so I'm finally excited. It's coming out. At the time of this recording, it's about 3 more weeks out, like February 2nd or something like that. I pre-ordered it. I'm stoked. I can't wait. I was almost going to buy a PS5 because of this game, mind you, because I heard that it was going to be even better on the the PS5. I heard it was going to be even better on the PS5, even though it's a PS4 game, but not doing that anymore. So yeah, Ys 9, looking forward to it. No More Heroes 3, as Bio was saying, it's like how many years now in the making? Right? I think the first 2 games were on the Wii, so this is great. They gave us Travis Strikes Again. It was okay. It was a little appetizer, you know. That was just Suda51 trying to appease the corporate overlords to finally make this happen. And I mean, I bought it, but it wasn't anything too amazing. It was definitely a different type of game. But yeah, No More Heroes 3 is phenomenal. Although I will say, I really like how Travis Strikes Again starts with Travis playing Hotline Miami. I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Nice reference. Rune Factory 5, as Bulb says, I recently got into Rune Factory and I can't wait for this one. It looks like it's going to be Tides of Destiny, but even better. So there's no more to say on that. Persona 5 Strikers is supposed to come out next year. It's not Scramble anymore. It's now Strikers. And for those of you that don't know, it's a spin-off of Persona 5 that is like the Dynasty Warriors kind of gameplay, similar to your Hyrule Warriors or your Fire Emblem Warriors or your Gundam Warriors or, Shadow Warrior. So, yeah, like Persona 5 Strikers, 100%. Definitely excited for that one to finally get my hands on. Also, Bob, you're saying that this is actually... It takes you forward in time. Like, it's actually a sequel.
It's canon, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too. See what happens after the events that transpired. Also Ratchet and Clank as well. Also Shin Megami Tensei. I can't wait to get into those games. I got a bunch as well. Scott Pilgrim as well. I am lightly excited for Skull and Bones, and I say lightly because it's Ubisoft. Yeah. So I'm expecting some BS, but if they make it good, that'd be pretty awesome. I am excited to watch Kugla play Ghostwire Tokyo. I think that's going to be a very cool experience. And also, Psychonauts 2, Axiom Verge 2, 30XX,
30XX,
Stronghold Warlords.
That's right.
Axiom Verge 2.
Forgot about 30XX.
Cyber Shadow by Yacht Club Games is coming out next year. It's actually coming out in a couple of weeks. And also, last but not least, Super Lone Survivor, a remake of my favorite horror indie game / horror game of all time. It was announced out of nowhere on Twitter, and he's like, yeah, I'm just remaking it. It's called Super Lone Survivor. I am cautiously optimistic about it. I'm definitely very interested, but I am cautiously optimistic because it seems like they did a lot of different stuff to it from that little bit of teaser that we got. I'm not sure I'm not sure I really wanted him to do that. I think I would have rather him make a new game, but hey, you know, let the creators do what they got to do. I'm on board. I'll definitely pick it up when it comes out. And that's my list.
And that's it, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our channel and watching us ramble on about our favorite games and games that we hated and whatnot. Thank you so much, Bulbtastic and BioZVenom, for joining us once again for this yearly tradition that we've been doing for a couple years now. It's great to have you guys on.
Thank you for having us on.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having us on again, keeping a tradition.
And make sure to check them out on their Twitch pages and Twitters, and we'll put all that links stuff down below.
That's right, everyone. And always be sure to give us a nice like on this video if you did. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can stay up to date with all our awesome content. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yep, we'll see you.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye. Have a good night.